Hey, what's up, fam? How y'all doing? I know. It's been a while, but sometimes take a little push. Sometimes it take a little observation. You got to use those observational skills. And Peggy and I, we have seen a lot of things going on. There's been storms and there's been fires and there's a lot of concern about like new strains of epidemics or anything like that. And these are some of the kind of things that got us going into prepping the very first time. Um, and then as things calmed down, we calmed down. We started distributing our preps to our family and friends and stuff like that because we didn't feel the need as much anymore. We still wanted to stay prepared, but we didn't need to have like a big pantry or anything because we was getting on the go. We got on the go and we started doing our RV thing. Well, I don't know if you guys know, but right now we are based here in Texas. We've established a base here in Texas, and right now we're looking for a permanent home. The RV lifestyle, although it is fun, it is more of a recreational thing now. So that being the case, it was time for us to try to reestablish what made us feel comfortable, and that is our preps and most of all our prep pantry. So, but all we have is this apartment here. Now, I don't know how many of y'all remember, but we had a pretty extensive prepper's pantry when we had our home. With the entire basement was converted to a prepper space, and we was able to just store as much of whatever we wanted. We had almost like a bodega style home. Well, that is no longer the case. We're here in this apartment, and we had to look around and try to make the decision, okay, can we afford the space to do our pantry again? Not to that same extent, but at least get it in. But then the real question became, can we afford not to? So we decided that we was going to use one. We were fortunate. I realized that not everybody in these small apartments or anything that have what we have, but we have two walk-in closets. Now, the walk-in closet at the master bedroom is currently being fully utilized by Peggy and some of my clothes as well. I can't put all the blame on her, but it's being utilized right now. But I also have a walk-in closet, and which is barely being utilized. So once again, I realized we're blessed, but we decided, you know what? It's time to go ahead and prep that space for a prepper's pantry, and that's what we did. So okay, fam, so right here is the bathroom connected to my man cave. Pretty nice, just pretty bare bones. But this is the closet, walk-in closet. Now, obviously it is not ready for a prepper's pantry just yet, but we have quite a few items in here that just does not need to be stored as they are being stored. So we have these nice cubbies to the left, which I know I can get some good use out of that. Got some blankets, and they got this big old shelf around the whole top. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that, but I'm sure I'm gonna be able to utilize that. So yeah, this whole right side here with some little jut out shelf, that's where all my daily closet items gonna go. So let's focus on this little corner right here. This is where I'm going to install our prepper's pantry. But first I got to go ahead and get rid of everything. So let's get started with the cleanup. So all I got is a bunch of t-shirts for the most part. All my dressier clothes is in the other walk-in closet. So I just had to shift t-shirts over to the other side, which did not take much effort at all. Got a little 2A item here. Go ahead and set that to the side for now. Some pajamas. And just basically it's a clutter. It's not really messy per se. But if you have items that can go on the floor, if you want to try to establish a pantry, go ahead and make sure you move those items to the floor. We had a cooler and we had a Christmas tree in that white box to the right that's on the shelf. So I'm gonna go ahead and move that down to the floor right here with the cooler and this other box of items. And now I got a nice starting space to work with. Before I put anything on the shelf, of course, I want to clean it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray it down with some disinfectant and wipe everything down. You don't want to have any dust because dust often hold mold spores and stuff like that. And one of the big enemies to your pantry is mold, dust and mold. So got rid of that. Can't just do that shelf. You gotta do the top shelf too. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean that top part. doing the exact same thing. Nice little disinfectant, wipe it down. Come on, buddy, adjust yourself. Get everything wiped down nice and clean. So I have a good canvas to work with. There's some insulation foil. I'm probably gonna be used for windows later on. And look at that. Now I got me a pretty clean canvas with which to work. Now it's time for Peggy and I to go to the store to get some items to fill this canvas. Now, like I said, this is the cubbies on the left. I have some great ideas of how I'm going to utilize that for some of my non-food items. I need to move that mattress to the floor too, because that's something that can go on the floor without being a problem. But look at all this extra space up here. All of our cleaning and stuff like that's going to go up there. Hey, what's going on, fam?
Good morning.
Long time no see. How y'all doing? So Peggy and I, we are heading out. As I said earlier, we are getting our pantry back together. So cleaned it out, got it prepared for it, and I'm gonna go out there and get the stuff. This is where Peggy shines. She's the shopper. She's the one who does all. She's in charge of that kind of stuff. So we're probably hitting 2 stores today. We're going to our favorite warehouse store, which is Sam's, and then we're gonna go to Walmart for some of the other stuff. Why are we doing this right now? I guess that might be one of the questions. Is Peggy and I have always been like prepared for emergencies and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's time to get a little organized. You're gonna see when we come back that we got a lot of stuff already, and all we had to do was just get it organized and put it onto the shelves and everything. But the big thing we're lacking is the food.
Yeah. So, like, we still have a lot of our prepping supplies as far as
like the cooking, the power. We got power supplies.
Yeah, we have that. But what we don't have here in this space that we're in right now is we don't have a food supply. We're just trying to prepare for the winter because we understand Texas winters can be very hard, and sometimes you could go without power, without water, without anything. And I don't want to be one of those people that get caught up in the rush of, oh, a storm is coming, we got to go to the grocery store. I want to already be prepared.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get our pantry up to 3 months, and then when we move into our home, we'll go back into prepping full time, because I just think it is necessary. Just the world we live in today, you need to be prepared for anything that comes up. Y'all remember when we had the shutdown, people were out, but we were already prepared, so we didn't have that problem. So anything can happen. So I'm just telling Donald, we just need at least a 3-month supply.
Yeah.
So you want to start with your basics, things that you can buy that will stretch. You want to buy foods that can stretch out for a period of time. And then when you go back to the store, you can get your things that you like.
Yeah.
But when you first start off, you want to get your flour, your sugar, your beans and stuff like that. Things that can make several meals that can stretch. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then go from there. So that's what we're doing today.
That's what we're doing. So our motto is, if you be ready, you ain't got to get ready. So we're gonna just be ready right now.
Yeah.
Like Peggy said, the stuff we need, the canned meats and everything like that. So we're gonna go out there. We're gonna go show you what we're doing, show you some of the things we grab. We'll probably come back and just show it to you before we load it up into the pantry and show you where our pantry is as it sits. I feel like we should be able to get about 40% of the way there just today, maybe even 25%, I don't know, but you got to start at some point, and so that's what we're doing today, and look forward to sharing with you guys.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if you're new and you don't know us, like we had a grocery store in our basement in our home in St. Louis. Now, that's been about 3 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
But canned goods, even though the expiration date says one thing, we know people who have eaten food 10 years past the expiration date and didn't get sick or anything else. So expiration dates are good, but they're not important in an emergency. I want to say that.
Yeah.
So anyway, saying that, we do have preps. We just don't have them with us because we have downsized tremendously. So when we get back to a house, we're going to be able to bring all that stuff and add to what we're building right now. So I want to say that.
There you go.
All right.
All right, fam. So we'll just see you at the first spot.
All righty.
So we are back. We are here in the pantry, and I have just got through trying to put up what we have so far into some sort of organized sequence. I'm trying to give you guys an idea of what it is. Okay, so before I get to all this beautiful stuff over here, I'm gonna start with the foods we picked up today. We got us a 5-pound bag of rice, and we got us a 8-pound bag of pinto beans. Now, as Peggy said in the car, we're trying to get food that will, one, last a long time on the shelf, and foods that she can stretch. You can do a whole lot with beans and rice. Any kind of meat goes with it, or just beans and rice by themselves can last you for a while. So seeing as how it's just the two of us, we can use this for a good while. So that was a pretty good purchase for us. We move over here to, we got a box of spaghetti, a single box of spaghetti. Now this is Sam's Club brand spaghetti. And it's actually marked pantry pack. So it's like it was made for us to get this. So we got the pantry pack of Sam's Club spaghetti, and we got, of course, cans of spaghetti sauce. This right here is another, it looks like about, I'm gonna go with 12 to 16 days, because one can do a whole pot of spaghetti. One pot of spaghetti can last us 3 separate meals for the both of us. 3 times 6, that's 18. So we're looking at probably 18 different days where we can have dinner with just spaghetti, and we just find whatever kind of meats we want to mix with it. So this is some of our dry goods. Now I also got a couple packs of dehydrated potatoes, dehydrated mashed potatoes. You gotta get those carbs in there. I know a lot of people out there avoiding carbs, but you need carbs for energy and to survive. Keep your body heat up, especially in cold days. So we have that kind of stuff. This is just the start. We'll get a whole lot more, but let's keep going. So I'm going with the canned meats next. And we got mackerel here. We got 6 cans of mackerel. We ain't gotta tell y'all the prices of food is going up, and mackerel is no exception. But mackerel is one of our favorite foods, one of our favorite meats and stuff. And the fact that it comes in a can, we don't have to refrigerate or freeze it, makes it all the better. Now, if you haven't seen Peggy's mackerel croquette, mackerel patty recipe, I'm gonna try to find it and put a link right here, because you can do a whole lot with mackerel and it is delicious. I got a few cans of ravioli here. Not a big fan of it, but hey, just for something for a little mix, something I can just have on my own, something I can fix myself because I can't cook. We got the cans of ravioli. Moving a little bit further, we got some cans of Armored Treat meat. Now I wanted to get corned beef, right? Corned beef is one of my favorite items from my previous pantry, but when we got to, they didn't have any at Sam's for some reason. And when we got to Walmart, they want $5.67 a can. I think that's what it was. And I can get a can of Armored Treat for about $2. Now, like I said, I like corned beef better than Armored Treat, but I don't like it $3.60 better per can. So we talking about for emergency purposes, I'm gonna eat my Armored Treat and maybe fry it up or something like that. So that's gonna be fine right there. So not very much meat, but we have some meats there because we got to keep our protein up. And we also have peanut butter to the right for protein, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Now we're going to go into the canned goods section. We decided to go ahead and, for the day's start, we grabbed 3 cases of different canned vegetables. We got the green beans, which Peggy is always having me eat, and I will eat in an emergency. We got some whole kernel sweet corn, which is my favorite, but not so much on nutritional value. And we have the sweet peas. So sweet peas is one of my favorite green vegetables. I know I should be eating like greens or broccoli or something, but canned wise, that's a really good start. Moving on to some of the dry goods. Now we have Honey Nut Cheerios. Now these Honey Nut Cheerios should be good till June of 2025. So we're looking at long-term shelf life. One of my favorites, one of the more healthy cereals to get. So it ain't the healthiest, I know already, but it's a healthier than some cereals and stuff. So we got a Honey Nut Cheerios. Now what we're going to be doing soon is we did not grab the shelf-stable milk. So on our next trip, we'll be grabbing some shelf-stable milk so we can have the milk with the cereal, and that way we'll have something to eat for a few days there. Got to get something sweet and salty, so we got exactly that, sweet and salty. We got the Jif peanut butter, extra crunchy. This is just a staple for most pantries, for most emergency pantries. Now we also got coffee, because coffee if we were in the house for quite a bit of time and we didn't have coffee, there would be a problem. You got to keep your mental health up, got to keep your emotions in check. And for us, it helps to have the soothing comfort that coffee brings. Over here, I got 3 or 4 cases of ramen. I got 2 12-pack and 1 24-pack of ramen. I already know ramen is not very healthy for you. I already know. It's inexpensive, it's shelf stable, easy to cook, and it has some value for it. So even though it's not the most healthy, it might be able to fill your bellies up on those hungry days. So it's a great item. I'm gonna always have ramen in my pantry, in our pantry. I'm not trying to recommend it for anybody else. We're just here to let you guys know what we have in our pantry. So now I want to get over here to what we have in the cubbies that I was so happy that we had here. So I'm gonna start with the top shelf. Top shelf is 2A. Don't even need to explain it anymore. Top shelf is our 2A items. Second shelf. These are our emergency cooking items. One thing that people fail to realize: if you lose power, you also lose the ability to cook for the most part. In this apartment, all we have is an electric stove and a microwave. Both of them completely reliant on electricity. So we have our butane Coleman stove that we had from our previous pantry. I'm glad we still got it. I'm glad we grabbed it up. So we got it here. Got a few cans of butane. Now I know this is not legal in every state. It's legal here. So I'm going to take advantage of that opportunity and have my butane here. I also throw in a couple of folding stoves. This is one of my favorite items from my previous pantry. It used to cost $5. I think cost like $8.50 or $9 now. I'll try to put a link in the description to the Amazon link if you want to get a couple folding stoves. But all you need is a little bit of those canned fuels. Light them up, and you can be able to cook stuff anytime, anywhere. So I like my folding stoves. Next down here, I have a EBL portable power station. Now, this is a 1,000 watt power station. All you got to do is charge it up and then put it away. I've already charged this one up. It also uses solar panels. If you want to get some solar panels and hook those up, that's probably going to be a purchase for our future. But the portable power station, now I know a lot of people use Blue Yeti. Blue Yeti is a very, very popular brand. It's a very, very well-known brand. EBL sent this to us, and I was able to power everything, and they charged up quickly. I could even charge this up by plugging it into the cigarette lighter in my truck. So I'm very, very happy to have this. Saved a few bucks, and it works really good. So 1,000 watts on 3 or 4 days without power. This is going to be a really, really good item to have. I'm going to go down to the next shelf. This is my winter storm shelf here. The first thing we have here is the Aquapod kit. Now, the thing about winter storms is you often get a winter storm warning. So winter storms oftentimes knock out water. Frozen pipes, burst, you might not have water for a few days. We get notified of a winter storm warning. I take the Aquapod bag out, I take it to the bathtub, and I fill it up with bath water. So now I have 65 gallons of non-potable water. Is it 65 gallons? Let me check for a second. Yes, holds over 65 gallons. So now I got 65 gallons of non-potable water. We can use that for keeping ourselves clean, for washing up and stuff like that. So gotta have that water. We have some more items back there. We have the emergency blanket. We have the hand warm packs. These are all winter storm items. On the bottom shelf, I have a couple of face masks. That's for scenarios that we have not yet encountered, but we had a good deal on those, so we keep our little face masks. But we also have a couple cases of water down here. So the bathtub, the bath kit is for the non-potable water, and now we have potable water. Right now we only have 80 bottles. 80 bottles should last us about 30 days. If you stretch it, maybe 20 days. But we have 80 bottles of potable water, and we can use the bathtub water for any other water needs. So that's what, hopefully, any kind of emergency that may come up soon will not put us into that 20-day time frame. But this water is going to stay here. If we need water any other time, we get the other water that we have in our kitchen that is readily available to us. Let's go to the top shelf real quick. So on the top shelf, we decided to grab up 600 spoons. Now, 600 spoons. Why do we need plastic spoons? You don't need plastic spoons, but in an emergency, you don't want to waste your water on washing spoons and stuff.
So we're going to end up getting spoons, bowls, and forks. And that's what we're going to be using to eat in case of an emergency situation. And of course, we got toilet paper over there. So that's about what it looks like so far in here. I can think of quite a few items that we still need to get. We went to Walmart to get the food safe container that we used to get from Walmart. We used to just go to the bakery section and ask for their empty frosting containers. It had a nice airtight lid on there. We were able to store our rice, our sugar, and our flour in there. That's what we'll plan on doing here. But you see, the rice is still sitting out, so we only got a small bag. We don't have a big enough container for it. I'm going to be finding another food safe container, probably a little 2-gallon container from Amazon or something. If I find one, you'll probably see it in our next video or the one after that. But we'll be getting some food safe containers so we can store our sugar, our flour, and our rice in a nice place. And then I put a little bay leaf in there. That's a trick we learned last time. I'm gonna be sharing this all with you. I'm trying to give you all information. I have a lot of prep information in my head. I'm excited about this. It's a comforting feeling to start getting your preps ready and getting everything together. It just feels comfortable, and I feel really, really energetic right now. I feel like I'm accomplishing something. So we have other items here. We got my cooler down here. We got an emergency bed and blankets in case. We're not planning on it, but in case somebody else needs to come in here and we decide, okay, yeah, y'all can go and come over here. We have a couple of inflatable beds and blankets that I keep in here. That's just emergency purposes. We also have some window sealing foil and some tape and some duct tape that I'll be putting inside the windows in case we are really cold for a long period of time. One thing I really, really definitely need to get is one of those heat buddies, I think it's called. I can't remember the exact name of it. We had one in our previous, but somebody ended up with that because when we came back to look at our preps, we didn't have our heat buddy anymore. So we need to get another one of those. And so that's definitely something to have. It's like the most important item for me before the wintertime hits. So way before the wintertime cycle comes, I'm going to replace that item because I really, really love it. I'm going to share it with you guys when the time comes. Before I go, real quick, I got a few items here I want to share with you guys. Now, there's 4 enemies. This is my tip for them. I'm trying to give you like a few tips on each video. There are 4 primary enemies of your pantry. 4 primary enemies of your pantry: moisture, dust, rodents, and heat. So heat is not gonna be a problem here because we are in a well air-conditioned home, but like I said, should power go out, you should be able to keep this place cool. So that's something that we're gonna have to work on. But right now, if it is winter time, keeping it cool is not gonna be an issue. But for the winter, as the summer goes on, we're in this nice air-conditioned area. But if the power does go out before winter time comes, we gotta make sure we find a way to keep this place cool. But for moisture, this is something that we found at the Dollar Tree that you can get from the Dollar Tree. They might not always have the black lids. You might get the ones with the blue lids. They both work fine. Charcoal just actually has a little odor absorbing thing to it. But all you do is open the plastic up, peel off the aluminum foil piece, but not the paper that's below it, and just set it down. And these things soak up moisture in a good space like this. So I have that. And I also have some pest control items here. There are many, many different ways. I don't want to try to cover everything in one video. Like I said, I'm a little bit excited about this. I'm a little bit energized about all we're doing. But I'm going to be sharing all these little tips and stuff with you guys. But this is a start. And you know what? This is a good start. This is nowhere near the bodega that we had at our previous home. But we have a very, very good start. We have a plan, which is the most important thing. The first thing you should get is a plan. We have a space, and we have some items to start off with. So we'll be adjusting the plan as time goes by, and we'll be sharing as much of it with you guys as we can. That's about it, fam, for today's video. Whole lot more to come. This pantry is going to be filled up. There's a whole lot more items that I need to get in here and everything, but I just want to remind you guys to get out there and do something good for yourself. Protect your family, protect your loved ones. Be ready so you don't have to get ready. I'll talk to you all in the next video, fam. All right.